Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode number 4 of our Journeyman Career Mode. As you know, at this moment in time, we are in Brazil and we are managing Bahia. Now, I understand from one of my players, Wallyson, that FIFA 14 has just been released. So hopefully, you guys are enjoying FIFA 14. I know he is. A lot of the lads within the club are playing FIFA 14, but it's time for some old school. Yes, it's back. Training. Oh, you've got to love the training. Come on. You've got to love the training. A lot of the media have been saying that we're not up to scratch. Our passing is very, very flawed. The team is just not looking good enough. But as you can see for this training video, the boys are looking really good. They're using the ball with intelligence. They're knocking it around with grace. And this is what I want them to do. All we've got to do is just increase that tempo a fraction. But the boys are playing so well. Some beautiful football. Knocking it about. Great little run inside there for Raul. Raul gets to the byline, pulls the ball back. Wallyson with a great header. You know, it's fantastic. It's great to see. Gabriel knocks the ball out to the right-hand side. Look at Madsen. We're playing beautiful football. This is what I want to see. This is the way I want the boys to play. Unlucky with the shot there. Took a deflection and went for a corner. But it's not just that. I've come up with new passing games. I've come up with new training techniques. As you can see, we've invested in the club. You know, we've taken some of the money we have and we've invested in some technology. We've created a passing scenario. It's all about improving the players that we have within the club. Trying to get the best out of the players. Trying to make these players absolutely fantastic. You know, at the end of the day, we can either cash in on them or they will lead us to a little bit of glory. Now, glory would be fantastic. And as I say, look, we've spent a lot of money creating this little game for the lads. It's all the lads can do it. They can do it after training, before training. As you can see, Gabriel stayed behind after training under floodlights. Like Wallyson. Wallyson, look at Wallyson. He's on the training pitch. The floodlights. We've turned some of them off, you know. That is how late it is. He's staying so late, working on his game, trying to improve himself, trying to better himself, trying to make sure that, you know, he can deliver perfection for the team. And that is what it's all about. And the team has got that team spirit. Now, I know it's going to take a little while before we start turning around some fantastic results. I know we're going to have a lot of dodgy games, poor games, but you've got to trust me. I firmly feel I can take these boys just above mid-table. You know, I really want to push for top 6, top 7. I really feel that we can. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but when you've got players willing to stay behind, practice the new passing games, practice one-on-ones with a goalkeeper, it is just testament to how good this club could possibly be. But we will have to wait and see. As you can see, we get into our first game of this episode, an away game. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to a home game, but unfortunately we are away from home, and it's going to be a tough game because the side we're playing are very, very talented, very skilled, very disciplined, and they have a very good work ethic. But as you can see, early doors, the passing that you saw on the training grounds was taken straight onto the pitch. Unfortunately, Wallyson couldn't beat his defender. He didn't have enough guile to get round him, unfortunately, but it's just one of those things. Poor defending there, I feel. Titty, I love Titty. We've got to call him Tit. Titty, I do love him. Poor defending. Poor defending. It's an easy goal for Edison. It just opens up for him. It's a simplistic shot, and it's just poor defending. Something we have got to work on is our defensive manner, and hopefully we'll do. But a great ball over the top from Edison into Wallyson, and my God, that is a sensational finish. It really is. Wallyson was coming into that ball with the weight on the wrong side of his body. He had to adjust his body weight as well as his body position, as you will see here, and that is just perfection. Those hours he's put in on that training pitch after training with the one-on-one on goalkeepers has obviously paid off, and clearly so, with a fantastic goal for the reward for his hard work. William with a great ball over the top, trying to find Wallyson, but great defending there from our opponents. But look at Marquis Gabriel picking up that ball, trying to make something happen. I've got a lot of hope for that lad. I think he's a fantastic player. I'm so lucky to have him at the club on loan. I really do feel that he can deliver some absolutely spectacular balls. He really is a nice player. He's well-rounded. But as you can see, half-time score, 1-1. Not the greatest score in the world. And as I said, it's going to take us a long time before we can really turn these results around. And I know some people are going to say, you haven't got a long time. But in game terms, we have realistically. We've got plenty of time to turn it around. The season's only just begun. Great ball over the top. Wallyson with a fantastic shot. Unfortunately, the wrong side of the post. But he is looking so good. I can't believe Sao Paulo have given him to us on loan because he's playing some fantastic football. Again, a great ball over the top. And our CDM is getting forward. Such is the ability of these lads. Such is the drive. Look at the time on the screen. It's the 72nd minute. We're the team in the ascendancy. The boys are playing with such passion. The boys are just motoring forward. They're using their new abilities. Unfortunately, we do run the ball out of play, which is a little bit disappointing. But what can you do? One of those things. But again, the latter stages of the game, it's not us who are tiring. It's our opponents, which is fantastic. Ball comes to Wallyson. Wallyson sticks it in the bottom corner after 80 minutes to give us a 2-1 lead. And a 2-1 deserved lead as well. We're playing some beautiful football, knocking the ball around with such finesse. And our boys are looking so super fit, which is fantastic. The additional training, the fitness workout is actually paying off. It is working, which is testament to the training staff and hopefully testament to me, and hopefully the media will see this and reflect it in their reports. But we'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, the final score is 2-1 to Bahia, and I have to say that is a fantastic result. Wallyson was head and shoulders man of the match. Absolutely sensational. Played some beautiful, beautiful football. Knocked the ball around delightfully. And to score 2 goals is just absolutely sensational. We're going to make a couple of squad changes. Just bring some players in onto substitutes bench from the reserves who have been playing well in training games, who have actually been playing well in reserve games. So it's only fair that they get their opportunity to come onto the bench and try and force their way into the first team. Obviously, no one's going to be gifted a first team place. You've got to work for your place within this club. It's the way I've always been. It was the way I was brought up in football. You know, I've played for some of the greatest managers to grace football, and they have the same work ethic, and I'm trying to install that into myself and hopefully reproduce that. So as you can see, the second game of the episode is a home game against, I'm probably going to pronounce their name incorrectly. It's Botafogo or Botafogo. Do apologise, my Brazilian, my Spanish, my Portuguese really is absolute rubbish. I do get the mick taken out of me from our Brazilian office, from where I actually work. We have a Brazilian office and they take the George Michael out of me, which is all good fun and games. Hence why I say Brasilia. It's a personal joke with my Brazilian office, who are actually based in Santos. But anyway, enough of that. Look at the football we are playing. Great football again. The boys are just playing so well. They're knocking the ball around in tough conditions. The one thing we do is defend poorly yet again. Look at our defensive line. It's not good at all. We're leaving too many gaps. We're too open. We fail to clear the ball on numerous occasions. And we gift opportunities to the opposing team, which is just not acceptable. And it's something we really have got to work on in training games, and on the training pitch. But look at Gabriel. Marquis Gabriel gets the ball in, and who's on the end of it? Of course, it's Wallyson after 14 minutes with a sensational header. The boy is, unbelievable. I honestly can't believe we are so lucky to have him at the club. I know he's on loan, but we are so lucky to have him at the club because he works so hard. So hard. Elia gets the ball in. Great cross. And unfortunately, yet again, poor defending. I would have liked to have seen the goalkeeper come and collect that ball, but he didn't. He thought the centre-back was going to take it. So not only was it poor defending, it was poor communication between teammates. And that is something I really can't accept, unfortunately. But again, look at that. For once, decent defending. We allowed them too much space to get the ball through, but then we made up for it with some decent defending, thankfully. But we have the ball with William. William knocks it back to Avine. Avine, who is fantastic, he's been playing so well, gifts the ball away. But look at the power, the passion from the players to get that ball back, to regain possession, and give it to Gabriel. Gabriel into Dion's. Dion's out to the left-hand side into William. William drifts the ball in, and who is there? Of course, it is Wallyson after 45 minutes to give us a deserved 2-1 lead. Yet again, a fantastic goal from a fantastic player. I am so overjoyed to be managing him, and I think he's absolutely fantastic. Sao Paulo, I hope Sao Paulo do not come in and say we need to take him back, because at this moment in time, he is scoring for fun. Absolutely sensational play. We stroll in at half-time, leading 2-1, and I've got to say a big thank you to the fans who have packed the stadium yet again. We're not getting the best results in the world, but they are packing the stadium out week in, week out, which is fantastic. We even have 6,000 to 7,000 fans at training, which is just astounding. It really does blow my mind to see such passion from the actual supporters. And the referee decided to award a penalty. Now, I've got to say, I personally feel, even on the replay, this is a disgraceful decision. Both players going for the ball, both players looking at the ball, they both challenged for the ball. There is no intent. I personally feel that's not a penalty. I feel it's a 50-50 challenge, but the referee clearly disagrees with me. And unfortunately, we gift away a penalty. And unfortunately, we just could not stop it. And the game is tied at 2-2 after 65 minutes, which is a real shame because we have played the better football. But William down the left-hand side swings the ball in. Unfortunately, he needs to work on his cross. And as you can see, he's holding his hand up to say sorry and apologise. But the fans went away quite happy. It was 2-2 draw. They were very happy. I, on the other hand, wasn't too happy, but I will take a 2-2 draw at the end of the day. And look at this, delight over Marcelo Lombach. And I must say, as a manager, it fills me full of joy to see supporters getting behind the team, buying the shirts of their favourite players and having their names on the back, which is absolutely sensational. But now it's time for, yes, it's time for the Daily Jaffa. I thought I'd bring back the Daily Jaffa just for an episode or maybe a few episodes, we'll see. But $1, the Daily Jaffa, #1 for sport, #1 for transfer news. Top right hand corner. Thank you all for your support on the new journeyman career on FIFA 14. Hashtag Jaffa Cake Army. So the main story is Diablo goes mad over penalty. Penalty? Are you a fucking idiot? One Diablo is yet to complete 6 games in charge of Bahia, and he has already landed himself in hot water with the Brazilian FA over comments made to the media TV station Hammer TV over the penalty that Diablo feels cost his team 3 points. Diablo looks to be following in the footsteps of his former manager, John Locke, who has always been happy to air his thoughts. Diablo will need to keep his nose clean after his brother Trevor was linked with drugs, drink and guns earlier this week. Moving on to the right-hand side, Diablo could be bigger. The West Ham United manager, John Locke, has admitted that his former star player, one Diablo, who had his playing career ended by a tackle in the European Cup final for Real Madrid, feels Diablo could become the best manager in the world within 3 to 5 years. Locke stated, Diablo was one of the best players I have ever seen, and it was a joy to manage him. But it was always clear that Diablo wanted to become a manager, just not so early in his career. I firmly feel he could even replace me at West Ham United one day. Such words would have a positive impact on Diablo. And finally, Daily Jaffa will only appear every now and then on the Journeyman Career Mode as a small bonus in the lead up to the epic career for West Ham United. Oh yes, so guys, I don't normally ask this, but if this can reach 120 likes, I will upload a double episode tomorrow being Sunday. I will upload episode number 5 and number 6 for your viewing pleasure. Hope you can hit 120 likes. Hope you enjoyed the video regardless. And of course, as always, I will catch you later.